Boulder and Buff Nation, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. The news is flying in. We've got some big love given to Colorado from the Big 12, recognizing the importance of Deion Sanders and the entire effect of Coach Prime in college football. Big 12 is taking advantage of it as they announce some times for some games coming up at the beginning of the season. And we're going to look at the rest of the schedule as well and speculate on who else we think Colorado's going to end up getting prime time slots for this coming season, as well as the Buffs landed not one but two commits over the last couple of days to add from the transfer portal to add to this roster in hopes of pushing this team past that 9-win season. So let's dive all into all of that here on the Prime Time for College Football. Thank y'all for pulling up. I am your boy Jay. Got me over here stuttering myself, but I want to open up things by congratulating you all. I wanted to give you all props as fans of the Buffs because of your dedication and your major support for this program. Colorado did something that they haven't ever done before, right? This has been a long time coming for Colorado. And that main thing is this. The Buffs have, boom, 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 for the third season in a row, sellout season tickets. First and before Prime, it was like 1989 before there's actual sellout of tickets for season tickets there at Colorado. So shout out to him. Shout out to you all for the support and you all being behind Coach Prime in this team. You all should take a bow, pat yourselves on the back, whatever, all of that. Because why? You can't beat that. That's huge. The support in the community does nothing but lift everybody up. Prime coming in, you see the hundreds of millions of dollars that have been infused in the community, and then boom, you're going to start seeing some production on the field. The players are feeling it, the recruits are feeling it, the transfers are they all feel it when they come in. They feel the energy that Colorado is producing, and then giving Prime that contract to keep him around, major. That to me solidifies everything that's going on. So shout out to you all. I wanted to give you all the first love on this video because you deserve it. Because of y'all, it takes him to beat him, but it takes y'all to make Boulder what it is. Shout out to you all for that. Let's dive into the schedule, though. Big 12 announced 3 games for the Buffs that are getting some additional national attention. I think this is like 21 of 26 games since Prime's gotten there has all seen some action on the national stage, and we're getting 3 more. So first you had the Georgia Tech game, which we all know is going to be on ESPN. That's going to start the season off. So, you know, the Buffs are definitely going to be on there. Then they just added 3 more, September 6th. What's this against Delaware, which is kind of fascinating that of all teams, it's going to be Delaware. But Delaware is going to be on Fox. So it's going to be a nationally televised game opening on that weekend. Can't beat that. That's huge. Then you throw in there Houston, which is on the 12th. That one is going to be on ESPN, and follow that up with BYU, who's also going to be on ESPN. So you have a mid-game and then a primetime game, which that primetime game against BYU is going to be huge. I mean, that's 10 o'clock Eastern time, but it's 8:15 Mountain. So, you know, we'll be up late watching that one, trying to figure out how to keep our eyes open. Be exhausted. But, hey, that's huge. That's another big one there because, yeah, for the Buffs to keep on being on the national stage, obviously the Big 12 recognized not only the eyeballs that it attracts, but it's how big of a deal it is with Coach Prime and his team. Now the Buffs are going to have to prove themselves. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in those comments. Want to hear your thoughts. Also, take a gander at the schedule, though. Let's take a look at the schedule real quick. All right, let's look at this. Look at the schedule here. We're going to speculate real quick, and we're going to talk about these transfers. So stick around. We'll tell you about the 2 transfers that dropped their commitments and kind of what that means to me for this squad. But when I'm looking at the schedule, right, I don't expect this Wyoming game to be on national television. It's probably going to be, it's probably not going to be national at all. TCU, at TCU, which will be the first time they played since that first game of the season. Hey, man. And Colorado shocked the world because nobody believed that the Buffs were going to be that good. Start off the season 3-0. That's going to be interesting when I'm curious if they're going to find a way to sneak that one on national television. The expectation is Iowa State, Arizona State, as well as Kansas State are supposed to be really good, and Utah. I think those four will probably all end up on some sort of a national stage. I expect them to either end up on ESPN. I actually expect them on ESPN, most likely. I doubt they hit the Fox level because I know that the Big Ten games are probably going to take those weeks because I know they're going to have some big matchups in there. But the 8th and 1st, Arizona, West Virginia, could be a chance. I expect out of these 12 games, I expect Colorado to get at least 8 of them on national television. At least 8. They may actually hit 9. They may only have 3 games that don't hit the national stage. Will be Wyoming and 2 others that could be sprinkled. But it's all going to depend on how the Buffs play. If the Buffs perform this year, they definitely going to take a lot of those spots. Last thing, let's wrap it up. Put a bow on it. We've got a couple of solid commits that came in. First off, you got the offensive lineman. You got Cooper Lovelace, who 6'5", 315. This will be his 7th year in college football. Now, hear your boy out. He spent 3 years at Butler Community College. He played 2 years at USC, spent a year at Northwestern. That's where he kind of showed up a little bit more. He had over 566 offensive snaps at Northwestern and solid grade, about 61. And I think that he will end up playing possibly a guard spot here at Colorado. Now, do I think he starts? I don't know. That's a question. That's very much a big question to if he starts, but I do think that there's a good chance that he gets some run. Because he brings in a veteran presence, a more of a veteran savviness, I can see him coming in fighting for some time, which the Buffs are going to need expertise there. You see that the Buffs brought in like 10 offensive linemen out of the portal because that was a point of contention for the squad. And in order to be successful going forward, you got to have strong trenches. And you got to add to those trenches with a lot more strength, especially if your young pups are not ready. I think Lovelace brings that in. They're not playing. The Buffs have shown that they're not playing when it comes to this offensive line. They want to have something that's good, that's not too much patchwork, but with some experience, that's really ready to go in there and knock some heads over. Think that that's going to do a good job, especially with Caden Salter back there who's willing to move around, and Juju Lewis. This is a big pickup to me. This is a very solid pickup to help on there. There's 16 offensive linemen now on Colorado's roster, and we should be able to filter down to a good, solid 3 deep with no problem. So, Buffs are doing it big. Let me know what y'all think on that one. I like that pickup. The other pickup I thought was very intriguing. You saw the pickup from North Alabama linebacker Sean Myers, who comes in from North Alabama. And the Buffs, they add another linebacker. I mean, after losing, to me, a big-time linebacker to Alabama, he's got 2 years of eligibility, so he's going to join the seniors on the roster, and I think that this is a good development piece. 6'2", 220 pounds. So he's got a decent size, especially for the Big 12. I like him to be closer to 240. Maybe able to pack on some pounds. I don't know. He's got 2 years left. I think he's been in college for 3. So can he add to that frame in a short period of time? I doubt it. But his senior year, he should be able to get closer to 235. Maybe 240, and be able to maintain his speed. He'd be a force. So there, he was a captain, started 22 games there at North Alabama, 105 tackles, 8 for a loss, 2 picks, 6 breakups. He balled out. He hustles, he grinds, and I think that he's going to do and add to a room that needs some additional, veteran presence. Got some young players there, and hey, hopefully we see a good improvement at the linebacker spot. I mean, losing Hill Green to Alabama is kind of a sucky one, but, it happens. All right, we'll wrap it up. Thank y'all for pulling up. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos. Down the line, a lot of recruiting's about to go down for the Buffs. We'll, of course, talk about Shedeur and OTAs and how he's been killing it. And how one national guy is saying he thinks that he's the starting quarterback. And there's a path for it. We'll examine that in the next video. So make sure you hit the bell notification so you don't miss it. And check out the last video that dropped out. We'll talk soon.